That's pretty simple. All I'm gonna do, I measured out another swing set that we had, and I'm gonna base the distances on that. So picking right up where we left off, I'm gonna finish up cleaning up in the basement here, and then we're gonna see what we're up to afterwards. So it's been raining all day, and it's it's supposed to be done. So we'll see how true that is, and if it could dry up just a little bit. If it does, I'm gonna hop back outside and finish up what I started before coming back in to work on more kitchen stuff. But yeah, let's have a look at what we're working on right now. Oh, there we go. So I've still got a few things to remove. I've got this line here, this one here, which is really stuck in, mostly because, well, you can't see in the dark probably, but it's this line back here. It snakes back and then out, and that's a really tight hole for that to squeeze into. But that one should be removed. It's easy to cut if I have to, though. That's an aluminum line, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And then there's not a huge amount we're taking off other than that. I'm probably just gonna strip down these light boxes, which aren't gonna be staying here anyway. And they're just gonna get repositioned down the road. And then I got this line here, which used to feed, what did this feed? Oh yeah, this was running through one light switch, and then it went up into the attic and it fed power to the passive heat fans. So this line is completely dead, so I'm going to remove this one as well, and I think that's it for this side. Most of the work was over here. So what we removed, and I don't really feel too bad about it because we're going to be switching to gas appliances. So we removed the dryer, the hot water heater, and there was a broken line that was feeding all the basement lights, and then the what was it feeding? Oh yeah, an outlet that would have gone under the sink for the garbage disposal. So that one there, that one has to be re-fed anyway. Code nowadays is 20 amp service, and I believe it has to be a dedicated line. We'll have to see. But that one's not too big of an issue, and the garage, of course, is getting a sub panel, so pretty much all these lines were fine to kill, so that's good, because looking at them, the integrity was definitely a little bit broken down on some of these. I could see right through that insulation. It's hard to tell on the camera. I'm looking at the camera right now. But that insulation's become pretty translucent, and that's a really bad sign. So this is all out. We're pretty much done down here, just a little bit to finish up, and then we can continue on with our day. the old fuel line. And I know it's a little out of character, but I'm going to let the mess sit for the time being. I got to free up a bin to pick up all these wires. So until then, just going to let it stay like that, and it's not really in my way. I'll probably tackle it later on. It's not a big deal. But I think the rain is holding off enough, so I'm going to go ahead and head outside. We're back outside. We're going to finish up what we started yesterday. And before I started the camera, I was kind of scouring around, seeing what materials I had kicking around. And I came across this. I've got this old shiplap, and I'm pretty sure it's cedar. You see a little cricket down there. Yeah, they're everywhere. Get out of here. So this stuff has held up incredibly well. I found this behind the shed towards the front of the property there. And there's a lot more, so I'm going to line the inside with it. That way we can see this nice rustic detail over here of the timber truss frame, whatever you want to call it. I forget, word escapes me. And I'm going to find a way of kind of tying it in up here, but I don't know. Just kind of making it up as I go along. I love these little creative projects. So we'll see how this goes. First thing I have to do is disconnect this A-frame over here and get it out of the way. And I'm going to leave that beam loose and work around it and just mount it in when I'm all done. So we'll get to that when we get to that. So I'm a little worried that I'm running out of daylight here. So I'm gonna switch over to doing the beam. It's fine the way it is, but I'm gonna focus on the beam. With whatever time I have afterwards, I'm gonna focus on the ladder, and I'm gonna worry about infilling all those panels with the shiplap afterwards. That's gonna be rather time consuming because I have to clean the boards first. So I'm gonna worry about that last, and we're gonna switch gears a little bit. So we're gonna head over, we're gonna lay out the beam before putting it up. That's pretty simple. All I'm gonna do, I measured out another swing set that we had, and I'm gonna base the distances on that. So I'm gonna grab a bit and I'm gonna pre-drill those just to be sure. And then what that leaves us over here is about 34 inches, which is quite a bit of space. I'm thinking of just dangling a rope on the end. I think they'd like that. Tell me what you think. All right, and I looked and I actually have a bunch of eyelets here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those on while it's down. All right, so we're right back down in the basement and I got a bin. I managed to free one up. So we're gonna get this all cleaned up and go on from there. So that's probably about as far as I'm going to go with the demo down here for right now. I got a big mess to make still, so I don't want to go too crazy with it. So, so I don't want to go too crazy with it. So, yeah, let's have a look at what else we're doing. So I think to finish up the day, I'm going to tackle something that's really been bothering me, and that's this cluster right here. So I'm going to shut off that breaker, and I'm going to get this boxed in, because that's really been bothering me. It just looks awful, and it's the only thing that looks quite that bad. So let's get to it. Alright, so I got the breaker shut off. I'm just going to make sure my tester is working properly. And it certainly is. That red beep means that there is in fact power, and I'm going to go over to, these are the black lines, and we've got no power. So power shut off, we're good to work safely. Let's get this in. So I guess the camera cut out there. My phone died. So let's have a look. I finished it without you. So the switches are in. It's all cleaned up. I'm going to leave that breaker off for the time being. Before I turn it on, I have to get something done with this. I'll probably just throw another keyless light on there again. And this here, I got to throw some wire nuts or morettes on that and tuck it back in. Because if I turn that breaker on right now, those two lines will be live. So I'm going to get those done before I do that. And in the meantime, it'll just stay off. So I'd say that's pretty good for a day. I'm tired. It doesn't seem like it did much. I did a lot of behind the scenes work today. I did a lot of organizing and just kind of just, you know, ugh. It's late. So it's late. I know it doesn't seem like I got a lot done today, but I took care of a lot of the behind the scenes work. That's the planning, the coordinating, things like that, making calls. So that's pretty much the day. I'm tired, I'm hungry, and it's time to go home. So till tomorrow, I'll see you.